If you want to go to a website, you go to a flat screen and you type in the domain name, and then the content will pull out on a flat screen. And you interact by, scrolling up and down and probably click to the next page. And as much as I guess the whole world is very comfortable and very familiar with such an interaction with websites, essentially, again, coming back to my last point, it's a little bit not counterintuitive because humans don't stare. We're not supposed to stare at the flat screen, in our daily interactions and hopefully not. And when we interact with people, right? So I think there is now a big push, especially with COVID having such a big factor of people having to stare at screens for the whole day and lacking that human interaction, like in the office, for example, where you turn to your neighbor or your colleague on your left and right, and that kind of spatial interaction is there. There is sort of a germination, or I guess a whole ideology that's being brought up there, that people are looking for the next wave of internet because it's time for some of these spatial interactions to catch up. And the idea then stems from the fact that the metaverse could be the answer because in virtual worlds, we could try to bring in a shopping experience, a learning experience, and so on and so forth. So I think when you start to see what has transpired over the past few months, the tech companies are all in because which tech company can ignore, the evolution of the next internet? Probably nobody. But back to the explanation, if you can imagine going to a website that's now treated virtual with spatial interaction, where you're no longer an outsider looking in, because websites you kind of are, and you have an avatar in there because the avatar can actually jump and fist bump and what we call emote, right? You can actually hit a lot of buttons to allow your avatar to express emotion. But more importantly, the avatar sort of lowers your inhibition of trying to socialize as well. So that's why you see a lot of definitions of the metaverse being a social space, whereby it doesn't feel as intimidating as going up to somebody and saying hi, as opposed to now I would just click on Danny and go hi. He might think it's a bit funny. So I think there were some of these things that people starting to understand that the avatar breaks down a lot of barriers